Okay, we're going to talk about GCF. GCF is greatest common factor. What I have here on the board is just that, greatest common factor. I like to split those three words up because they all mean something different, and really understanding what they mean is understanding GCF. So greatest implies, the largest. What's the largest number? Actually, the largest factor that they have in common. And that brings us to the second word there, common. They have to share something. So we're going to look at two numbers that's given to us, and we need to find the greatest or highest common share factor. And factor is just, a lot of people explain factors different ways, but factors, what they are, they're numbers that multiply into a number. So for example, the number 4, what numbers multiply into 4? 4 and 1, right? 4 times 1 is 4. And then we have 2 multiplied by 2. So, and that's something I'll talk about here too. Always start with the number and then the number itself in 1. So for example, if we want to find the GCF of the following numbers. Okay, let's look at 81 and 45. So we're looking for the greatest common factor of 81 and 45. Now this is what I like to do. I like to write the number and then put a circle around it. Let's start with 81. Now I just do these little, they look like V's. What two numbers multiply to get 81? Let's start with the number and 1. So 81 and 1. Other numbers that go into 81 are 9 multiplied by 9. And honestly, I think that's it. So go over here to 45 and do the same thing. What two numbers go into 45 when you multiply them together? Those are called factors. 45 multiplied by 1. Other ones are 9 multiplied by 5. Other ones are 15 multiplied by 3. And looks like that's it. Now, we have all the factors for both numbers. We need to find that greatest common factor. So what factor or what number do they share? What they have in common? 81, definitely not. They have 1 in common. So let's circle that. 9. Okay, 9 and 9. So we're going to circle that. And as you can see, that's it. So we're done. The greatest common factor is right here, and your answer is 9. So when you do GCF, understand the language of it. What does GCF represent? We talked about that. And then when you're given two numbers, break them down. Break them down into little, like fingers, if you want to think of it. Like factors as fingers, branching off this number. This way works every time. When you get into larger numbers, it might be more time consuming. There's always prime factorization, which we can talk about in another video. But the very basics of GCF is right here in front of you. And, anytime you're dealing with these, just being organized with your thinking and understanding what everything represents and what's going on helps. So look for the next video on LCM.